Hey guys, it's Tommy with Bushcraft.com. One of the most important things that you could bring with you while you're out bushcrafting or doing any type of outdoor activity is a good, dependable knife. Now, I have a lot of different knives, but this is by far my favorite knife, and I carry this one with me at all times while I'm out bushcrafting. Now, what it is, it's a Kabar Becker BK2 knife. I got it on Amazon, I think, for around $80, and it's a great knife. I've been really pleased with it. I've done a lot of different modifications to the knife as well as the sheath, as you can tell, and it's been a really great knife for me. So when I pull it out, just to show you, you could tell that it's a really solid knife. It's got a 1/4 inch slab of steel. I think the blade overall length is 5.5 inches or so, and it has a lot of weight to it, which I really like because it's really good for processing wood. I could baton wood and chop down small trees with no problem, and it also has a really sharp edge, and it keeps its edge real nice, so I could still, make wood shavings for a fire tinder and every other task that I need to do with it. So I've been really impressed with this knife. Some of the modifications I've done is I took off the original plastic scales, and I had a buddy of mine make me some wood scales, which I've really enjoyed. It turned out really nice. It's got a dark wood finish to it. And another thing that I did with this knife is I took off the black outer coating on it. That's to protect it from rusting, but I didn't like it that it slowed down. It kind of put drag when I started to process my wood. So I took off the finish, and then I put a patina on this knife, and it ended up really nice. So overall, I'm really happy with this knife. If you're looking for a knife and you don't know what to choose, what you want to do is find something a lot like the Becker BK2 that is a in-between knife where it'll do a lot of your hard work tasks, but it'll also be able to do a lot of the small carving tasks as well. So I would really suggest you look into the Becker BK2. Another thing I like about it is it has this it's a full tang knife, as you can see, and it also has this metal sticking out the back, so you can crush things. You can hold it like this and smash stuff and pound it into a nice little powder, and it works really great. I mean, this knife can pry open cans. I mean, you're not going to break this knife. I'd be really surprised if you would ever break it. So overall, I'm really impressed with this knife, and I definitely suggest you check it out. So here's the sheath. Now the sheath I switched over to be a left-handed carry since I am left-handed, and that's really easy to do. You just take out some of these screws back here and flip it over. But some of the things I always add to my sheath is some tools that will help me while I'm out bushcrafting, and one of the first things that I have on here is a magnesium bar. Now this magnesium bar I got off firesteel.com. It works really well. I don't use it all the time, but when I really need to get a fire going and stuff is a little bit damp, I'll shave some of this magnesium and use my fire steel to get it going. But what I did is I bought this magnesium bar, and then I just used some old wine corks I had lying around the house, and I just fit them on here, and it works really great as a handle. And it's also got a compass on the back. I just bought a button compass, and I kind of shaved down the cork and fit the compass in there and glued it in, and it works really well. So I have a compass on me at all times in case I forget my main one. I know I still have this small one, and it works really well. So there's a good idea for you to always have some type of compass for navigation on you at all times. So I have this magnesium bar here, and then also, of course, I have a fire steel, same setup. I just drilled a hole in the cork and put it in there, and it fits really nicely. Like I said, it works as a great handle, and this knife puts out a lot of this fire steel puts out a lot of sparks with this knife. And another thing I did with my knife that I forgot to mention was I took a file and kind of filed it down a little bit, so it's got a nice rough edge to it, so I could strike my fire steel on the back side of my knife, so I don't use my blade and start to dull it out faster than it needs to. So it works really great with this setup. So I have my fire steel on here, And then to keep them in, I just use 2 Ranger bands that I made using old bicycle tubing, and it works really well. You know, I could use these to keep stuff together, as well as use it as a fire tender if I needed to. The Ranger bands, you know, they smell a little bit when they burn, but they burn for a good amount of time to get your fire going. So I always suggest you put some Ranger bands on your sheath as well. It takes up virtually no room, and it allows you to attach stuff to it if you need to. And then the last thing that I have on this sheath, of course, is just some 550 cord. I just threaded it through these eyelets so it fits. It looks pretty cool if you ask me. And I think I have about 10 feet of paracord on here. So, you know, I use cordage to make my shelters and do a lot of different things with it. So I always suggest you carry some type of cordage on your sheath as well. I mean, that way you use the space and always have another thing that will help you while you're out bushcrafting. So overall, I'm really impressed with this knife. Like I said, I use it all the time. As you can tell, I mean, it's got scuffs and dings on it, but I kind of like that look, and it's worked for me really well. So if you're out looking for a knife, or you think maybe you need a little bit more of a robust knife, I would definitely suggest the Becker BK2. I've heard a lot of people have really great things to say about it, as well as do I. So anyways, there's my Becker BK2 knife with my modifications on it. If you have any other ideas or suggestions, please leave them on the page, and be sure that you have a good knife with you while you're out bushcrafting. That way you can perform all the tasks that you need to. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video, and until next time, you guys take care.